We're live. We're live. What's going on, everybody? How's everybody doing? Already got some comments. What's going on, everybody?
Boom.
Giants, Cowboys, and then Washington, Philly later. A chance to make the playoffs. I'm amped up. Now I'm getting text messages in the middle of this.
Danny's going to follow along for Jay Glazer news.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So that's why I'm leaving my alerts on. Is for Danny to give us some Jay Glazer news. That's the one thing that sucks about doing this show is we're gonna miss Jay Glazer on
Glazer. Yeah.
On Flux. What's going on?
We are going to win today. We are going to win today. I thought you were saying to the people what's going on. We are going to win today, and we are going to have fun. The weather's going to be nasty, so it's Joe Judge's dream, right? I would like the Giants to kind of get back to their roots of a balanced offense. Well, it hasn't really been balanced the entire year because the rushing offense has been better than the passing offense. But if there's a day to do it, I think people overplay the weather's impact a little bit too much sometimes. Like, oh, it's raining a little bit or it's a little windy, so that means they have to run the ball 35 times. I think people overplay it a little bit. But regardless, this is the worst defense the Giants have faced. This is the worst football team, but this is the worst defense the Giants have faced in the last few weeks since Cincinnati, since after the bye week. I would like the Giants to take advantage of it. Dallas has played some favorable teams. They've had some favorable matchups, and the Giants have not had favorable matchups the last 3 weeks. 3-game losing streak, 3-game winning streak. Let's see who comes out on top.
Yeah, and I know we were talking about defense, but like, or not throwing the ball, but in this game, like we talked about, running the ball against this like indisciplined defense can lead to big plays in the run game and just consistently getting stuff. Like just the same way Seattle, they're extremely undisciplined defense. Like that's their main issue is they're undisciplined. Like they don't have great talent on the back end, but overall they're just an undisciplined defense.
Yeah. No Van Der Esch. It's big. Leighton Van Der Esch is big. I would like to even see Bobby, how many times have we run that play that
I'm turning my phone off because that's annoying.
How many times have we ran that play this year that spurred that big 60-yard gainer against Seattle, where we had 3 linemen pulling, where Zeitler, he's good in space, Lemieux, very good in space, and Andrew Thomas is the best athlete. You can argue the best. I don't want to say the best athlete out of this year's draft class, but he did have the best. What was the best time that Thomas had? What drill?
Shuttle, the best 20-yard shuttle.
He had the best 20-yard shuttle, which that's the thing that really matters for tackles and offensive linemen. So how many times do we run? I feel like we haven't run that play a lot because I know it's hard to execute those outside zone plays, so to speak. So
they were running it every week, and then they've kind of gotten away from it the last couple of weeks. But they also, they didn't run the ball a ton versus the Baltimore and then Arizona. I don't know what that what that game plan was. Yeah. This pregame Q&A is brought to you by Simple Man Radio. Simple Man Radio. It's going to be a daily show, Monday through Friday. Mondays and Fridays will be me and Danny King, 11 a.m. Tuesdays and Thursdays will be the entertainer, Chris. Oh. And then Wednesday will be Snacks. And then eventually Justin will quit his real job. And it'll be Monday through Friday, me and Justin.
Yes. Over the summer, I may be able to do stuff though. So,
and I just put it in the comments. Subscribe to the channel. 11 a.m. tomorrow. 11 a.m. tomorrow.
Black Monday.
So we'll have a lot to talk about tomorrow. Myself and Danny King. All right, let's get to some questions. Okay, Derek makes a good point. If Jones can use his legs today, we're having a chance. Do you think that they were totally bluffing on the legs thing? Because I can see them running a couple of read options to start this game off.
I don't know if they're going to go that far to, for Daniel Jones to say, say that you're limited in the pocket. Go ahead and say that. And then we'll act like we're all surprised that you said it. I don't think NFL teams usually don't go that far into bluffing things, do they? You're muted.
You never know. Like, I would think to do something like that. So why wouldn't an NFL team think to do something like that?
I don't think he's healthy enough to do that. I'm not expecting it.
He looked pretty good last week though, and then he stayed pretty clean in that game.
We just don't. Well, we don't know. I mean, operating in the pocket. I mean, as we know, Eli Manning didn't do too well, but Tom Brady can operate in the pocket until he's 50 years old, and he can manipulate the pocket well. But ask him to run in a straight line, it's a very different conversation. So,
yeah. Best birthday present for Eli and Tyree. Isn't that crazy that Eli and David Tyree have the same birthday?
That is crazy. That is crazy. It's destiny and fate.
Happy birthday, Eli Manning.
Happy birthday, Eli.
And happy birthday, David Tyree. Let's see. David
Tyree pulls off a bald head very well.
This guy can do that. He always comments that I'm not a fish fan. I've tried to get into the music. I just can't. I don't think it's very good.
Sorry.
It's weird, Dylan. Dylan was so good his rookie and second season. All right, Aaron. That's kind of
good observation. It's a good observation.
Random.
Hey, you want to know why though?
First season playing 16 games.
You want to know why? I actually did some research into this towards the middle of the season. Eli Manning or Evan Ingram was better with Eli Manning than he is with Daniel Jones. That's proven. Yards after the catch is up. I think yards. I don't know if yards per completion. I have to refresh my memory on this, but every statistical advanced number is greater with Eli Manning.
Maybe he's just better with a different coordinator.
But he
only had 4 games with Daniel Jones, and then one of those games he had a 75-yard touchdown. He literally only played 4 games with Daniel Jones. He played the Tampa game, the Washington game. He got hurt in the Minnesota game, right? Missed the Patriots game. Played the Arizona game, got hurt again, and then played. So he played 5 games with Daniel Jones.
He always finishes the season with a stretch of games where you don't know if he's healthy or not, which that's always been the problem.
Well, last year he missed the entire second half of the season. He didn't play after the Dallas game.
Yeah.
I like the Andy Milonakis reference with the cheese head on the pod. Yes, and Justin didn't know who Andy Milonakis is.
I still don't know what this reference is.
When life gives you lemons, what do you make?
Lemonade.
Beef stew. Over under 6.5 for how many aggressive plays Jason Garrett will call this game. I'll say over because 6.5 is an extremely low number.
What do we consider aggressive?
I don't know. It's whatever you want it to be.
Oh, I'm going to say 12.
Cool. Ben was OC, yeah. But even Ben McAdoo's offense was better than Jason Garrett's. Let's see.
That's a good study to do this offseason.
We need Slayton to make plays today, says Giant season. Yeah, I had him as my Giant factor this week. His first half of this season compared to the second half is totally different. His first half he was on a good pace. He had 32 catches, 3 touchdowns, was making big plays. And then since then, man, his catch rate has went down from 57% to 44%. Oh. He's had huge drops in the big game. He had a good Philly game, but besides that, he's been just really bad. They haven't been using him a ton besides just on the outside. So, yeah, this is a game where he can have those big plays against a weak Dallas defense. Take advantage of big plays. He can win those one-on-one battles, and he can work the middle of the field. So, yeah, I think Darius Slayton needs to have a big game.
He's going to get all-season surgery. I've been saying this for a very long time now. I think since that Washington games or since a couple weeks after, I think he's going to be one of those guys that, Darius Slayton getting off-season surgery. Or maybe we won't even hear it. Maybe we won't even see anything about it, but then we'll see a picture with him and he's in a boot. And it's oh, there you go.
Yeah, he's definitely a little bit injured. Whatever I don't know what that means. Whether he's playing on a bum ankle, I don't know. But he's definitely a little bit injured. Here's a question. That's not really a question. Andrew Thomas 3 touchdowns. Are we going to see a trick play today?
I would like that. Yes, I would like to see that.
Jason Garrett's going to pull. He pulls. Remember the Dallas game? You have that. He's pulling out everything for the Dallas game. It kind of sucks that this is what it takes for Jason Garrett, but Jason Garrett, he's going to be pulling out all the stops to beat this team.
I also think Dallas is going to be pulling out all the stops too, because remember Dak Prescott caught a touchdown when we played them the first time?
He did. But Andy Dalton's slow. Hopefully we break Andy Dalton's ankles.
Boom, boom, boom. You know what song I had in my head? It's you ever hear the song Tusk by Fleetwood Mac?
Yes. That's
the song I have in my head right now. It's getting me pumped up for game day.
That gets you pumped up?
At least the live version of that song. It's very repetitive. It's like like Taze prayer, it's over and over again.
Yeah.
So that's the vibes that I'm getting right now.
Do people put lemon in beef stew? Yes. When life gives me lemons, I make beef stew.
Putting a little dash of lemon in things, it does enhance flavor.
Go watch the Andy Milonakis show, people. Go watch it. I know you guys are all probably 9 years old in this stream, but go watch Andy Milonakis. No Zach Martin either, so we can blitz the living hell out of Dalton. We kind of disagreed on this one. I don't think we should blitz them like crazy. Obviously, you take your chances here and there, but I don't think you have to be aggressive to beat this Cowboys offense. I think you really can, sit back in your zones and try and get there with 4 guys. I think you play them the same way you did Seattle, where you disguise looks and hope your defensive tackles can rush the passer like they did in that game.
Yeah. I would just like to be aggressive. I wouldn't want to sit back and allow, because the Giants are top half, probably even top 10 in the National Football League in average time of possession per drive. So I want to actively go out and change that by blitzing Andy Dalton, getting aggressive. And, we talk about this on offense, but playing to win the game and not just playing to not lose. Now, that approach for Graham has worked all year. Over the course of the last 3 weeks, you've played some good offenses. You've played some good teams. That hasn't worked. This is a weaker offense that we've been playing. Dallas, by the way, they've scored 30 points 3 weeks in a row, but there's only been one of those games, which was last week against Philadelphia, in which they've gained over 300 yards. So it hasn't been because of the offense necessarily that they have been scoring over 30 points. So that's another positive. But I would like the Giants to be aggressive to make things happen today.
Tom Thigh says, will the Giants win? Thank you for the donation. Will the Giants win 77-0 or 77-2, Justin?
77-2, because we don't know what to do when we're pinned down on outside our own 5-yard line. We just don't know what to do.
I feel like we've actually been pretty good with that this year.
97
yards. We've had those long drive touchdowns from pinned within.
I feel like the last time that happened, Jason Garrett called 3 running plays at the end of the half, even though the other team had 3 timeouts, and then it resulted in a safety for the other team. Forget what game that was. It was a blocked punt.
Let's see.
It's gonna bother me. Somebody tell us. Somebody let us know. Which game was it a blocked punt at the end of the half?
Bobby, can I borrow your can opener? I don't get that joke. Andrew, are you excited for the Nets to lose today? No, I'm not excited for them to lose today, Andrew.
They don't know how to play defense.
No one plays defense in the NBA. You go through every team, and it's like, what teams play defense in the NBA? It's like the Milwaukee Bucks and the Miami Heat.
It was Seattle. That was the Seattle game.
Yep, because they had a safety. In fact, we were pinned deep last week, and we hard counted out of there. Yeah, got a lot of Seattle comments. There you go. That's how we're going to just start getting our comment game up. Is just ask questions that everyone knows. Carmen says Daniel Jones in the running game needs to show up today. I think that's true. How about you? Do you think they both need to show up today?
I think Daniel Jones, the quarterback, needs to show up today.
What about the defense? Do you think they should show up?
Well, also the running game needs to show up. And you know what? Maybe the defense also. I would like them to show up, physically show up. That was mean.
Got some Andy Milonakis comments. I love Andy Milonakis.
The O-line needs to show up. We just got that comment.
The O-line does need to show up. What about the wide receivers?
All right. So this is an experiment I would like to see happen.
Here's a good question.
What were to happen if all of the wide receivers, one of them got COVID? Let's say Dante Pettis got COVID, but all of them were deemed close contacts. I don't want anybody to get COVID, but I would like to see what the Giants offense would do.
With no wide receivers?
Can you just run 13 personnel all day?
I mean, you would be forced to. It would suck, but it would be like the Seattle. It'd be, what game was it that we ran 75% 3 tight ends? Was that Seattle or Arizona?
I think it was Seattle.
Yeah, I mean, that wouldn't be fun.
Be interesting. I didn't say fun.
Shut up, Ricky. Do you think Darnay Holmes is going to play today? Because we saw some Julian Love cornerback rumors, and that wouldn't make sense if Darnay Holmes is playing. So do you think Darnay Holmes is playing?
I would hope so. He's been out for a while. He's been out since the Cincinnati game?
I don't know. No, not the Cincinnati game. He played versus Seattle.
Oh, yes, you're right.
He forced an interception to Nico Lalos in the.
Yes, he did.
Yeah.
We need him to play, like, badly. Because who would play? I mean, well, then you would have Peppers. You would have Peppers play. Peppers and Ryan alternate at slot corner. We need him to play.
Who does Colombo root for today? He's definitely rooting for the Dallas Cowboys.
Tough.
Skinner, if Hernandez doesn't start today, do you think they will replace him in the offseason? They can't not have him as a starter in week 1, 2021. They just can't. So maybe they do. Maybe he's just a guy they're not a big fan of. Maybe they keep Kevin Zeitler and try and move on Hernandez for draft capital. I don't know. But they cannot go into 2021 with him as a backup. And I don't expect him to start today. I feel like we would have heard about that if that were the case.
We got to try to see what happened. We have to try and see. I'm talking about you and I. We have to try and see if we can uncrack exactly what happened.
We hear rumors, but it's even if we did find out, we wouldn't publicize it. But it's everyone's got their theory. We've heard a couple. I don't know what the deal is. Is Jason Garrett going back on the bus with Dallas today? He should. He loves the Cowboys. He loves Dallas. He misses Dallas. He wishes he's still in Dallas. Why didn't he just go back as like a QB coach?
I gotta post that GIF again of They just extended Kellen Moore. I gotta post that GIF again of him hugging Chris and is it Chris Jones? Steve Jones? It's Jerry and his brother.
Steven Jones.
Steven Jones. I got Chris Mara on the brain. So yeah, I gotta post that again. They had a big they all had an awkward big hug before the week 5 game. I gotta post it again.
Does Leonard Williams do you think that Leonard Williams will get him sacked? Because he hasn't gotten a sack since Seattle. It's been kind of annoying. I
think that Leonard Williams does get 9 sacks today, like in this one game. Yes, that's not the question, but I would like to see him end the season off on a strong note. He's been productive in the run game. It's tough to rush the passer from the interior defensive line spot. But if you are going to get paid like a Donald or a Jones from Kansas City, you need to play like it. And he hasn't played like it the last couple of weeks. But also he's played. All these quarterbacks have been mobile. Baker being the least mobile, but he still is kind of mobile. But also Stefanski's scheme is naturally designed to take the quarterback out of the pocket. So I'm not going to really critique Leonard Williams for not getting home these last few weeks because it just really exposes the issue of you need at least one edge rusher that can get to the quarterback, and that's actually more of an athlete.
Where are you on the Leo versus Dalvin Tomlinson right now? If the difference is $5 million.
I'm still on Leo right now.
It's $5 million. I'm going Dalvin. And I think like RJ McIntosh is inactive again today. Big surprise. Them keeping him on the roster to me means they're not bringing one of those guys back to me. I don't like, and the way RJ McIntosh plays, it almost makes sense that it would be Leonard Williams. But I don't want to make too many decorations off of RJ McIntosh being on the roster.
At the end of the day, it's about production. It's about production, the value that you bring. And Dalvin Tomlinson, and it's clear that Dalvin Tomlinson brings a tremendous value because when he's not on the football field, we're getting gashed. That's the thing. Giants defense are getting gashed in the run game when he's not on the football field. But also, do we even win the Seattle game without Leonard Williams dominating and getting all those sacks? I don't know. That's one substantial. Our biggest win of the season may not happen without Leonard Williams.
RJ McIntosh could have done that.
Could have got 2.5 sacks.
Yeah, maybe 2. The half he would have just given to the other guy.
I wish we said the same thing about, we brought in Cullen Jenkins for the 2015 season. And remember when we had Robert Ayer. Robert Ayers actually wasn't bad. But, all these guys, they can also get sacks too. Bob, it's not easy to get sacks in the NFL. Not easy.
Maybe we promote Shuplinski to OC and get Alex Tang as our QB coach. I don't want Shuplinski as the OC. I mean, Joe Judge made Freddie Kitchens the OC before he did Shuplinski.
Oh. Maybe he just did that because he had coordinator experience and it was like an on the whim decision. Like, we need to just do this. We need to do this for 1 week.
You want to hear some sauces?
Sure. Lemon?
Watch out for Chad O'Shea. Just watch out.
I'm watching.
Don't worry about it. Said, I do not like the Dallas Cowboys.
He loves Danny, though. Loves Danny.
I don't like the Dallas Cowboys or Danny. How about that?
Whoa. Don't worry about it. It says that we need more Danny.
Don't worry about it.
Simple Man Radio. You'll see more Danny.
Yeah, Simple Man Radio tomorrow at 11. I'm going to leave a comment right now. Simple Man Radio. Subscribe to Simple Man Radio. How about that?
Daily show. Daily live stream.
You guys think Washington will lose? I know Washington will lose. Per source, Washington will get their asses kicked.
Eagles are scum of the earth franchise.
Not answering any draft questions unless you pay money for them to be real. Just to be real with you guys. Chad Graham reunion. I could see it happening. I actually went and watched some Chad O'Shea offense yesterday. How about that? Your boy putting in work. Or that was Friday night.
That was Friday night. You were texting me. Thanks.
Who would win in a pro wrestling match, Bobby or Justin? Well, it's fake. So
Bobby.
I don't know. Maybe I would decide you win it because it's all fake.
I think you would win. I think you would win.
I just wouldn't be able to get into it. I wouldn't win because I'd be like, this is fake. Like, I quit.
I don't like movement.
But I can't act. Like, I can't do acting.
Oh, I'm a great actor.
Exactly. Like, I can't do that. Like, I just would like die of cringe.
I love putting on a show. Like last night we were playing this thing called Jackbox. It's like
that sounds disgusting.
Well, not a sexual thing. It's like a computer game where there's a whole bunch of, it's like trivia. You could do this with a bunch of friends. It's trivia, and I was writing jokes, like, and then you get to vote on like what the best joke was. I was coming up with some really good jokes. Not appropriate for me to say on air.
I can't act. I just anytime
I know
you
can't even act like you're listening to me whenever I'm talking. So that's tough.
Yeah, well, it's checking the noties.
We gotta what do you call it? There you go.
Justin, what should I stress eat today?
What should you stress eat today? I'm gonna have some pasta. I'm going over to a friend's house. I'm gonna eat some pasta or pasta, as Gordon. That's my Gordon Ramsay impression. Carbs. Just do carbs. Carbs. There you go, Tom Thigh.
I'm gonna do
nothing. You don't eat.
When this is over, I'm gonna have a turkey wrap. How about that?
Oh, it's boring.
I know. I can't eat on game day, so I eat something small.
Jackbox is hilarious. See, somebody knows what I'm talking about.
Conspiracy theories part 2.
Oh no,
we're not doing that again today. We're focused on the playoffs.
With all due respect to conspiracy theories, we're focused on the playoffs,
and they're all real too. So they're not even conspiracies.
Imagine we have a live stream next. I can't even imagine a live stream next week for the playoffs. I know it's realistic. It can happen.
It will happen.
I can't even imagine. Like it doesn't compartmentalize with my brain. That's not a word. Compartmentalize. That's better.
Compartmentalize.
I have this thing that I've been fiddling with. It actually is helpful. I've been fiddling with it in my hands. It's like a bunch of things that you can do. You can press it. You can click it. I've been doing this the entire time.
If we make it to the playoffs, which team will you want to play the most? For me, it's easy. I want to play Tampa. I want to beat the living crap out of Tampa.
I agree.
I want them to end their playoff drought, go to the playoffs for the first time in 13 years. It's like, oh, we get to play the Giants again for the first time in 13 years. And I want to destroy all of that hope. I want to destroy it. I want to go and laugh in my friends who are Tampa Bay Buccaneers fans' faces. Like just literally just laugh in their faces. And it'll be a great day. And I'll hold that over their heads for their lives. Like you guys got Tom Brady and you lost to us. That's 6-10.
I think we matched the best with Tampa, to be honest.
If the Rams got in, they would be a good matchup because Goff might be out.
Oh, yes, that is true. That is true. But if Goff's out, so they're probably losing a couple games. So then we would have to play the best wild card team. But I think we do match up best against Tampa. I think we do. Because it's basically not a mobile quarterback. And I know Goff's not mobile either, but I would think what's his face? The head coach of the Rams, McVay. The Bears again?
Actually, we can't play the Bears because they're 2 games behind the Bucks.
Yeah.
So it's basically the Bucks or the Rams. So either one of those options I like.
I think the Giants are better against blitz-heavy teams, and the Bucks had a blitz-heavy. That was Jason Garrett's best game in terms of his play calling the entire year. So sign me up for that again, except Daniel Jones just needs to make those throws. And sign me up again.
Daniel Jones' first career win versus the Bucks, first career playoff win versus the Bucks.
Against Tom Brady. How would that would be a big confidence booster.
So it's the Bucks for sure.
Yeah. Somebody asked me which MetLife food do I miss the most this year. I actually have a fun fact. I have been going to Giants games since 2007. I have not ordered a single item of food at MetLife Stadium out of all the games that I've gone to. I've ordered drinks, just like a Gatorade, a soda, or whatever, a water. Never ordered any kind of food.
Why?
A lot of money. We would tailgate outside, and at this point, I can't do it. At this point, I just can't. I can't order food.
I don't know if it's a New Jersey law or a MetLife law. When I went to the game last year, halftime. So I go and get in the beer line. I didn't go there immediately, but at halftime, go and get in the beer line. I get up to the front. The third quarter had started literally 10 seconds ago. And I was like, I'll get a large Bud Light. And they're like, beers, we can't sell beer in the third quarter.
Oh. I think that it's not. I don't think it's MetLife law. I think that's funny how you said that.
It's not like that in Florida.
I think it may be an East Coast thing because they do the same. Like they do the same thing in baseball. They don't sell beer after the 7th inning.
Why do you take Florida off of the East Coast? You keep on saying I'm going to come to the East. Like Florida is the East Coast. I'm more on the East Coast than you are, actually. I'm literally. I can walk to the East Coast by the time the Giants game starts. Like the coast.
Florida's south. You're in the south.
On the East Coast. And South Carolina's south too. They're on the East Coast.
Got really offended there.
Sober driver second half. Yeah, but you should, if you're having 2-3 beers in the first half, you shouldn't be driving home anyway. So you already made your plans.
Also, it doesn't make sense because the quarters are so long. Like because in baseball, like I said, it's after the 7th inning, which that makes sense after the 7th inning. But at the start of the third quarter, there's still an hour and a half left in the game.
Yeah, it sucked. So then I bought like a coffee that was all watered down. Never buy stadium coffee. There's a trick because they just put it through. They put it like they'll make a pot and then they'll put water back on the same like grounds and go through the filter again. It's
never
so
buy
bad.
anything at the stadium. Never buy anything at the stadium.
I like getting something. I like getting a beer at the stadium. Let's see. Getting a lot of Florida jokes in here.
Good.
As that happens.
Deservedly so.
When we make the playoffs, do you think tanking fans will turn around and support the team or root for a loss because they're soft?
No, because they're going to get mad that Gettleman's going to stay.
Yeah. They're going to. Gettleman's staying regardless. Like I'm pretty confident of that. We would have heard that he's getting fired by now.
I don't know. I genuinely think they're waiting to see what the result of the Philly game is and what this game is going to be inevitably.
They can't be. They just can't.
Well, John Merritt takes very personally Week 17. We have heard those rumors before.
I knew Shermer was gone for like a month.
Yeah, but that's because they knew Shermer stunk as a head coach. They knew that he could not coach. He was not, and talk about Joe Judge being a teacher. There's a value to that. Pat Shermer was not a teacher. He was just he's a good coordinator. He's not a good coach.
So you're saying that we don't. All right, so that means you like Dave Gettleman.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm also saying that your whole thing this year of you being a crybaby about Pat Shermer, I haven't said anything because I don't think it's worth talking about. But take a rest.
I like Joe Judge. I admit that he wasn't maybe a head coach, but coordinator wise, it was dumb to not bring in someone like Pat Shurmur.
Yes,
it was flat out stupid to not do that.
All right, because your whole thing has been, Pat Shurmur. Okay, but that makes sense when you phrase it that way, not bringing in somebody like.
And I will say the people who freaked out saying he had to be fired were also nuts too. People who, I mean, they started out 2-0 with Daniel Jones, and then they lost to Minnesota, who was a good team last year. And in fact, Jones missed a couple throws in that game.
It was a bad Jones game.
Shepard dropped the touchdown pass in that game. Like that game, we could have won that game, and people were like, that started the fire Pat Shurmur train. Now, my first year on Twitter too, so I realized most of Twitter is just raging lunatics, but that's what it was about. Do you think Jason Garrett is gone playoffs or not? Yeah, I do think so. Let's see. Any chance someone is fired today? Yeah, of course, there's a chance. All right, we're at 30 minutes. Let's end this.
Yeah, according to YouTube comments, I should be fired. So, but that could happen today.
All right, subscribe to Stillman Radio. That could happen. We're still debating it. Subscribe to Stillman Radio with the link. I just commented again. We'll be live at 11 there. Tomorrow, we will not have an episode if the Giants don't make the playoffs. If the Giants don't make the playoffs, we will have an episode out Tuesday morning. We'll record Monday night, waiting on news. And then if they make the playoffs, we'll have our regular episode out. And now I have Jay Glazer on the screen, and he's looking at defensive assistants and offensive assistants that could be head coachings. Patrick Graham's not on there, and he has 7 defensive assistants. So Patrick Graham will be staying. So that's good news. All right, we'll see you guys hopefully after the game. Oh, we got some super chats. Hopefully Garrett's last game. Let's go Giants. Thank you. Mr. Chicken, what's up, boys? Just wanted to check in before I get hammered and my Twitter fingers go crazy. Okay, good. We got you. We got you in here. All right, see you guys.